Hey everybody, today we'll be discussing percentage of change and tables and ratios. Let's begin with an overview of what we will be covering today. First, we will explore the concept of percent increase and percent decrease. We'll look at how to calculate these changes and understand their significance. Next, we will discuss the steps to calculate the percent rate of change. And finally, we will go through an example scenario to help understand the concept better. In the second part, we will transition to tables and ratios. We'll learn how to use tables to present data and understand the proportional relationships. So let's get started. When it comes to percent rate of change, sometimes it is difficult to tell whether a change in the amount of something is a big deal or not. Let's visualize percent rate of change with a number line. Here we have a number line with a dot at the center representing the value 20. Now you observe how the value decreases from 20 to 15 and then increases from 20 to 25. This will help us understand the concept of change. When the original price of anything goes up, we calculate the percent increase. When the original price goes down, we then calculate the percent decrease. Understanding percent increase and percent decrease is crucial for several reasons. It allows you to perform a comparative analysis, or if you are making a financial decision, by knowing the percent change, we can easily compare how much prices or values have changed over time or between different times. Now let's move on to the steps to calculate the percent rate of change. The formula to calculate the percent rate of change is the change in quantity divided by the original quantity. The change in quantity is the difference between the new quantity and the original quantity. So let's go through an example scenario to understand this better. On your first history test, you get 14 questions correct. On your second history test, you don't study as much, so you get only 10 questions correct. What is the percent decrease from your first to your second test? Let's use the discussed formula to calculate the percent rate of change. The formula is the change in quantity divided by the original quantity. We can now substitute the values into the formula to calculate the percent rate of change. The change in quantity is 14 minus 10, and we know the original quantity is 14. So this gives us 4 over 14, which further simplifies to 2 over 7. Converting the fraction to a decimal gives us 0.29, which is equivalent to 29%. So the percent decrease of your score from your first test to your second test is 29%. Now that we have explored the importance of calculating the percent rate of change, let's shift our focus to another crucial concept, tables and ratios. Tables and ratios are powerful tools for organizing the data. They help us present information clearly and make comparisons easier. So we can also use tables to compare ratios and proportions. Let's consider an example to understand this better. Sarah runs laps around the track. Her coach records the time below. What if Sarah's coach wanted to find out how long it would take her to run one lap? So let's set up a proportion to solve this problem. If she ran 2 laps in 6 minutes, the proportion is 1 over x equals 2 over 6, where x is the time it would take Sarah to run 1 lap. So to isolate x, we take the reciprocal of both sides of the equation. Taking the reciprocal of a fraction means swapping the numerator and the denominator. For the left side, 1 over x, the reciprocal is x. For the right side, 2 over 6, the reciprocal would be 6 over 2. Now we can simplify the fraction by dividing 6 by 2, which gives us 3. So it would take Sarah 3 minutes to run 1 lap. Let's set up another proportion to find out how long it would take Sarah to run 1 lap if she ran 5 laps in 15 minutes. The proportion is 1 over x equals 5 over 15. Taking the reciprocal of both sides of the equation, we get x equals 15 over 5, which simplifies to 3. Now we can notice that it would take Sarah 3 minutes to run one lap in both scenarios. Notice that we can only use tables only if the rates are proportional. That concludes our discussion on these topics. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. That is all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and keep learning.